Hey there, back again with some more Warhammer 40k unboxing and assembly. Got an absolute bucket load of Sisters of Battle to assemble, so I like to get things like the HQ options, especially these guys that come in the blister packs, out of the way first, just because there's not a whole lot of customization available. Something like an Imagifier is really just going to have the one assembly. See what you're going to get there in the back. Not a whole lot of options. Sometimes you'll get a different weapon option or two, but usually it's a lot of the same. The Hospitaler may have an option or two. I think the back showcases that we get a couple options for face there. You can see in the preview on the back she's wearing a mask. And then the Canoness does have quite a few different options for assembly. So I kind of like to get the boring ones out of the way first. So I'll go ahead and start with our Imagifier. Again, just a blister pack HQ for Sisters of Battle. Looking into our back here, doesn't look like we're going to get a whole lot of options for assembly, but we'll wait till we see the instruction sheet to make our final call on that matter. I also like to get the blister packs out of the way early in assembly so that I do it when my hands are nice and fresh. Very nimble, I'm not tired, so I run less risk of slicing my hands up on this plastic. So, ignore the part that I cut off the top there, but got our back, our paint scheme, a little booklet. And our instruction guide. So, we have our guide. Nice and simple. This is one of those easy Games Workshop kits that we just follow the numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, they snuck an 11 in there on us. 11 must be our alternate helmet option, which is probably the one we're going to go with. So let's get our sprue out. One tiny sprue, pretty standard. One base. We can use our handy size chart here to tell us that this is a 32mm base. So let's get our parts clipped. Let's get our bearings here. So we start with 1. Move on to 2. This looks like the arms. 3, the entire front half of her body. 'We have our choice of heads. We have 4 and 11. So let me go ahead and get 11 clipped here. That's probably the one I'm going to use. I'll go ahead and clip 4 since I'm not going to have a lot of use for this as a bit. So this is head 4. This is a typical Sisters head bit. If we can get that to focus. Little hood, little hooded head. And then we have number 11, what we're probably going to go with. Letting the autofocus ruin it. There we go. That'll probably be the one we stick with. We need 5 for the power pack for her armor. Tough one to really get the sprue cutters in there on. Is that is bit I'm not too big a fan of the little nibs on the side of the power armor. Those little nibs don't clip too evenly. But that's okay, we'll try and trim that up. 6, we need her sidearm. Little bolt pistol here. 7, the base for her staff. The source of all those juicy auras. And since this is a one tiny sprue model, we can go ahead and just get the whole thing clipped here. Number 8. We'll just let that sit there for now. Number 9. Make sure we're not cutting anything important off. A lot of really tiny bits here. And last but not least, number 10. So there's our sprue. Get our glue ready. Yeah, still got a little bit in there. Let's get our X-Acto knife out. Clean everything off of that. And then because these parts are so small, we're going to have to be extra delicate while we're cleaning them. Go there. And we'll just slowly go down our pieces here. Number 2. Make sure we get that foot. choice of head here. Got a little tape on my finger. Nice, just the base of the head. Clean these little nibs up as best we can. Really just hope the paint clears that up. Smooth out the top of that bolter. Fix the end of the barrel. Fix the end of the gun. Just to get it smooth. These staves are always a little rough. Because of how cylindrical they are, it's really hard to get them to shave without knocking little notches into it. Get that off the hand there. This neat piece. Got a couple bits on the feet there. This rough bit at the top here. If we can get it to focus. Got some technical difficulty for a second here. Okay, there we go. Got that cleared up a little. Now, where were we? This little bit at the top. We'll want to get that shaved down. Nice and smooth for an otherwise very pointy model. This little bit here. Oops. Oh good, the sword already has bits out of it. So when I inevitably carve a chunk into it, it'll fit right in. There we go, there's all of our cleanup. And because there's very little choice going on, it's a monopose model, so definitely go pretty quick. Take our glue, oops. Make sure that's ready, dry fit our model. That's gonna fit just like that. So we can take, and we know our points of contact. Just a little glue in there, not too much. Fit that bit right in. Now we're ready for the body. We can tell just kind of looking at this on these smooth edges exactly where we want to glue. too much glue in there. Get that out before it liquefies the rest of the armpit. This will go right on the front. Clicks right in. The head even has a little slotted tab across the bottom for us. Nice and easy. Couple dabs of glue. In we go. Nice little hexagon across the back here. We'll just put a dab of glue in. Spread that around. Head is on. Bolter. Oh, that's a nice touch. This little pin on the hip right here matches the notch in the bolter. So we don't even have to worry about putting our bolter on crooked. Okay, bolter ready. Now we need to attach our staff. Make sure our model's all the way together. We just need a tiny bit of glue across this little bit here. And that arm will fit right in. There we go. Runs right down the length of the robe. Now we have to assemble our image that sits on top of the staff. So the top of the body fits across the top here, like so. So let's go ahead and get a couple dabs of glue. We can put just a bit right here. Across that back bit, maybe a little on the bottom. That's done. And then the sword fits right here. Oops. This little notch here probably lines right up with that bit on the leg. Yep, fits nice and snug to the front. So we will get our glue there. Let these dry for just a minute to make sure. This staff looks pretty sturdy. It's going to have the feet sitting across the top. Little notch there for the sword to provide just a little extra support. And let's go ahead and Clean these tops off a little more. So got our glue on there. I'm gonna run the side of the sword, do that just a bit. Get some on the back. And then attach it. Hopefully that will sit sturdy. And while this is a stunning model, this seems like another great example of Games Workshop models doomed to snap because of one tiny connector piece. This would be a good time, if you were so inclined, to pin the model just to give some extra support through here, especially because the staff is also connected right there at the hand, and then again here at the feet. Oops. So we'll get our base ready. Oh. I am getting sloppy. I missed a foot. Just a little bit of glue on the feet here. We just gotta hold this for a second. There we go. One Imagifier. Oops. Better not tilt it back too far for now. We'll set that on there and then move that to the sisters pile. So we're good there. We'll put that back in our little box. File that away. Up next, out of these two characters, I think the Canoness is the one I am more looking forward to, so I'll save her for last. We'll move our bit off to the bit pile. It does give me hope that the Hospitaller comes in a little bit larger box. The Citadel kits, from my brief exposure, they don't like to use these boxes unless there's enough parts to justify it. Otherwise, they use the blister packs. So let's see what we've got. Oh, wow. Now that's something I've never seen before. Got our rules and assembly book. Judging by the number of steps, I'm going to say maybe I was a little wrong. Maybe there's a little more going on with this kit than I had given it credit for. That's definitely nice. Spruce coming in that instead of loose and wiggling. Tiny parts snapping off everywhere. So let's set this to the side for now. And get started. Good and easy again. we start at 1 and move up. Where is our leg number 3? There it is. Can't forget leg number 3. Five, I believe is this cape. Yep. Cape, maybe cowl is a better word for that piece. Attaches right there at the pistol holster. We need to put 6 and 7 together ourselves. 6. Little power pack with a test tube and a nice little fleur-de-lis on it. Number 7. The tippity top of the power pack. Number 8. Some pretty brutal surgeon's tools there. You could have told me that was out of Sly Marbo's kit, and I would have no argument against that. I would believe you. Choice of parts between 11 and 12. Ah, this must be faces. So we can pick between this bit. Ooh, let's see if it'll go. This bit here for our face, or this next one over. So now I'm no Golden Demon winner, so when I get the opportunity to replace a face with machinery, I just go for it. Put that bit there, because that's what we'll use. Need our bit number 10, this arm. We have a choice between 13 and 14. So number 13 is this here, right at the top, little floor, and number 14, which is this bit here. So I think because it looks like a sturdier piece, I'll go with number 14. Let's check our army list and make sure we're not shooting ourselves in the foot. Yep. The Hospitaller does not have a choice of little holy symbols, so we are in the clear. Number 15. The Burger King foot lettuce. Ready to go. 16. Okay, we have more bits to assemble, especially this. I do like the idea of one-off models coming with basing like this. On things like Harlequins, a foot troop coming in and having every foot troop just having this little stone piece is kind of eh. I'm not the biggest fan of something like that, where it appears on so many models. But for one model, something like this nice little rubble heap that I believe we're going to have a body on, is a nice touch. So let's get our parts cleaned. Always got to watch out for the bottom of those feet. Clean some of this plastic off our X-Acto knife. There we go. Trying to avoid marring some of these too badly. Ooh, this bit's gonna be a pain to paint because it is so small and detailed. That's okay though, we have the technology. Not a fan of this one either. So while a tiny dove is very thematic, I'm going to have to paint a bunch of tiny, illegible text on this tapestry. And because of the front of the box, I know that's not the only one. It's okay, though. We will endure. This looks like a 50 millimeter base for this unit, too. Quite large for character. This small. I should should elaborate. So we're going to dry fit. We fit right along the front of the pants. Closed it right back into more dried glue. There we go. Smush those together. Go ahead and get this boot ready. Just a dab. Goes on the left foot. Fits right in. Cloth fits right nicely up against the leg. And we'll go ahead and get the other leg for good measure. Fits together nicely. We have a cloak. We're going to go ahead and dry fit this. We can probably match that squiggly shape with the one in her back. Yep. So we'll put a little glue there. Let that rest for a moment while we assemble the power pack. Let that dry. Check our phone. I don't know if airflow actually helps this cure at all. It makes me feel better though, which is what matters here. Little dab of glue there. Let's go ahead and make sure break the surface tension on that. Nice and easy. Little hexagon again. We're gonna pop that off a little just to make sure the glue is setting. It's a big fear of mine that you have a piece with a pocket and you put glue in it and the glue just settles into the pocket and you lay a piece on it and the only bit that manages to seal is some tiny ring around the inside, which means that it pops off. The second something hits it, from the side, just pop right off. Want to make sure that the glue is all around the outside as well so that it's got some surface area to it. That's good there. So we have the robo arm with tiny hose. So we're going to put a little bit of glue on the tiny hose. Just a bit of glue on the arm according to the picture. We need to put this in the left right there. And the glue attaches to this tiny hose, attaches to the back right here. There was a tiny nub for it, attaches right to the back, arm on the front. Pretty solid looking. Now we need to add the most important part of the knife hand, the book. Oops. Make sure we're on the right page here. Ha ha ha. That fits together pretty nicely. Always just such a breeze with these nice monopose kits. Next we move on. We have the face. So these tiny parts are kind of rough. One of these days I should invest in a pair of tiny tweezers to apply these. Gonna use the tried and true fuddle with it till I get it right method. There we go. That's in there. Got an arm here. Couldn't be simpler for that. Hand goes right in. We've got another tiny notch. It's a bit much glue. Go. Got our little symbol. Got our robo arm. This attaches. Ah. Aha. I've already made a mistake. This bit here that we put in so quickly and readily is backwards. So we're just gonna go ahead and switch that around. We need this bit here, this open notch on her left side. So we're gonna switch that around. Nice and simple. So that this base here will pop right in. There we go. Just like the pictures. Now, the most important part, this pigeon. So these notches indicate the back. Okay, so that goes there. Oh. I take back what I said about couldn't be simpler. So let's see if we can. Yeah, that seems right. Nope, that doesn't. Okay, let's figure this out. So it's definitely that piece, and it fits. Okay, we're gonna let that rest for just a moment. It is a very delicately attached piece. Luckily, we're ready for the next page. So we're going to finish up with the pigeon banners. Get piece number 17. We need number 18, number 19. I think we're assembling the wounded sister now. Judging by the bullet holes. Then we need piece 20. Back of the armor. Number 21. That's an awful small one. 23. The leg. And let's go ahead and get the last few bits here. We need 25, 26. And 24, our nice little textured base here. Pop that down there. Now let's get this cleaning done with. Smooth out these armor bits. Because even the dying sister can't have giant chunks of plastic clogging up the view. Guess I could get in view here. Little sister head. That's some nice detail. Even the inside of the helmet has some detailing. So that if somebody looks at your model from the side and up into the helmet, it doesn't look smooth. Oops. It's a Rebel base, so not a whole lot sticking out there. We can finish this up. So we have another pigeon. He's swinging around, attaches to the back of the belt. Aha. I said belt. That is not the case. This is a pigeon that attaches to the pistol. The old pistol pigeon. Oldest trick in the book. How do you fly? Ah. Okay. We have a notch here in the pigeon tapestry. That is our guide. It's a bit much glue, but I'm going to leave it. To ensure optimum pigeon holdage. And while that sits, we'll assemble the dying sister. I glued the wrong spot. That's okay though. We will make it through this somehow. That's nice. Little notch there. Fits right in like a glove. While we're still turned around, we can attach that. I'm not too worried about getting thumbprints on the back, fortunately. We are luckily going to be gluing that to the ground. Little knee bit. The knee. Let's go ahead and put the head in. Nice square peg. Head turned. Other leg has a nice couple little notches. Fits right there. Back of the sister's a little messed up, but the front of the model looks fine. Which is really what's important here. So, going to use the tiniest bit of glue that I can, glue this helmet together as fast as I can, and set it down. Otherwise, I will get fingerprints on it. So, I'm going to use the bolter as the guide here. And the head fits here. Yes, right here. There's a tiny spot in the ground that matches. It's a little rough to see, but it matches the earpiece on this sister helmet. Perfect. How about that? Glue this down. Press the edges because that is where the glue is. Now we can see we dry fit the sister. We can only assume that she is supposed to go right here. She fits in. This next page here, final step. We even have some convenient little footprints here and here to tell us where our Hospitaller belongs. So we get some glue. Fits in like a glove. We could probably glue down the cape if we so choose. Not a bad idea. Use some pressure on the cape to get that assembled. And there we go. Into the sisters pile. Get everything cleaned up a little here. Oof. Reuse this wonderful bit box. Very convenient. That is super nice to see. Book fits in the back. Put the lid back on our glue. Put the Hospitaller box into the archives. And let's start on the Canoness. Canoness also comes in one of these fabulous little boxes. And we'll have the upside of a loadout. So we have taken the Condemner Bolt Gun, the Blessed Blade, and we've upgraded the Blessed Blade. Lots of different bits available to us. Let's get our bits out. And get started. We're going to start with number 1. Go to Places Any. Two. We'll move on to our tiny boot. Number 3. We're going to need number 6 regardless. This little shawl. Oh. It was over here, wasn't it? No? Here we go. You can pick between number 7 and number 14. So there's 14. Where's 7? Ah, yes. Okay. So we have number 7 or number 14 available to us. So I do like a tiny book. So number 7 it will be. And then we need number 5, which is our sweet cape. And number 4. Another nice little piece of set dressing for the Canoness. So let's get our bits trimmed up. Oh, got a little notch in the cape there. That's okay. We'll edit that out in post. Always gotta check the feet. Out of context, they are very Elvis-y pants for our Canoness. There we go. Clean off our little knife. Safety cap back on. And let's begin. Ooh, got a big chunk of drag glue that time. That's okay. So we start. We got a leg that's going to go on right here. Am I missing something? Aha. Maybe. Let's find out. Get our nice glue edges. Clearly we did not assemble this leg the way it... Oh, we did. Let's knock this glue off of here. Okay. Elvis pants are together. Let's assemble our armor. Probably would have been a good idea to dry fit this, but sometimes you just gotta live life dangerously. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it would have benefited from a good dry fitting there. Okay. Oh. Aha. And then that fits like that. Right. There we go. Bit of a rough bit has to go on and then up. Probably doesn't help to drop it either. So we'll dry fit this time. Yes, that will go together just like that. Together there. Little cape. We got some notches. Oh, we already have glue too. So let's go ahead and get a little on the back. Fit those together. And our foot only goes in this little peg one way. So let's get some glue in there. And our body is coming along nicely. Now we need to assemble our blessed blade, which is number 20. So let's get number 20. Easier way to solve that. Then we need 15 and 16 for this. Tiny halo. And then while we're here, we can go ahead and get our other bits together. Have our choice of heads. Sort of all along the top here. And then these two, I believe, are... Yeah, this guy's turned around with the eyepiece, and then this one is just a Sisters of Battle helmet. Because I am a sucker for the helmets, helmet it will be. We'll get our Condemner bolt gun ready. So we want 10 and 11. With the 11 add-on, which upgrades our measly automatic grenade launcher into a crossbow. I must admit, this is a lot more bits than I was expecting. So let's get them trimmed down, get this kit finished up. Just the base of the head there. Clean our blade off. Let's see what we can manage here. Let's glue our little sub-assemblies together so that they're good. So it's one of the easiest. Let's start with the sword arm. I do like that. This large flat piece is what fits in, gives us the surface area for the glue. Compare this to a kit like Demonette's, where we would have one small peg. Blessed blades together. Let's go ahead and put some glue here. Attach our little backpack with halo. Get our little head in there, come together nicely. That explains that. I had the sword in wrong. There we go. All we have left is the base. There we have it. These extra bits we've got are the chain sword, we have a power sword, all the extra pistol options available to us. Here, here, and here, the extra heads, and then we also have the optional body piece we opted not to use. And then just the other handheld stuff. This is I believe that's the Null Rod upgrade. And those are used. The Null Rod and the Brazier of Holy Fire. Those are used with this backpack instead of the other one, according to the instructions. That just has the little sword sheathed in a nice little leather sheath. So a lot of options available for the kit. Pretty nice. Definitely a step up from the monopose single layout blister pack kits. Let's see what else we have. Just some rules. So we'll take those, we'll put them back in the bottom. And then put our kit back in. These will go together. Into the archive it goes. And there we go. There is our Canoness. Into the sisters pile. All right. And I think that's going to do it for this episode. Thanks for stopping in.